Good morning guys, it is 7:30 in the morning and it's time to start another 24-hour readathon. I have so much fun filming these. I try to do them once a month. Usually I use the timer method, so I start the timer when I'm reading and I pause it every time I stop reading. Every time I'm eating, sleeping, going to the bathroom, doing anything else besides reading, the time doesn't count. So usually those readathons kind of span quite a few days, but today I want to switch it up and do something a little bit different. I've done this before and I just haven't done it in a while, so I thought let's just change things up a bit, keep it fresh. So for this 24-hour readathon, I'm going to split it up over 2 days and do a 12-hour stint on each day. This is definitely like a less accurate way of doing a 24-hour readathon because there will be times today where I'm not reading, but I'm still considering it part of the 24-hour readathon. However, it's just what I feel like doing today. So it's my readathon, my rules, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the TBR, which I know a lot of you are going to be very excited about. The absolute main priority and kind of like the whole reason I'm doing this readathon is for this book. This is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. This is the first book in a trilogy and this is the star of the show for today. I put this on my TBR for the month of September and so many of you have been messaging me being like, have you read it yet? Have you read it yet? Have you read it yet? Obviously it's a very highly anticipated read, not only for me, but for you guys as well. I'm really hoping that I'll be able to get to both books in this 24-hour readathon. Like I said, this is like the main priority. These are the 2 books that I would love to get through. If I don't read anything else while I'm doing this readathon, that's fine with me if I can get through these 2, even if I can just get through the first one. But I'm like, surely I can get through 2. So this book is definitely the book that I'm going to be starting with today. However, I have got a couple of other books on my radar. So as for an audiobook, which is what I will definitely be listening to if I need to do any driving or if I go on a walk or go to the gym or anything like that, like any time where I can't be sitting down physically reading but I still might be able to be listening to something, I'm going to try and use that time to still be like getting through a book. So the audiobook that I'm currently listening to is Magnolia Parks. I honestly don't have too much of it left. I think I have like 6 hours left. I might have to start another audiobook if I get through that, but equally I don't know how much time I'll be like listening rather than reading, so I guess we'll see. And the only other book that I have on my radar is The Long Game by Elena Armas, who is the author of The Spanish Love Deception. I actually started reading this last night. It is almost the end of September and I have not picked up a single rom-com this month. I have read Binding and Keeping 13, but in my opinion they're very much more like serious, heartfelt romances. I haven't picked up anything like light and fluffy this month, which is shocking to me. So I thought this would be a good like in-between book, palette cleanser, if I just need a break from fantasy or just, I don't know, if I'm in the mood for this, I'll pick it up. But that's kind of the TBR that we're working with. I might change my mind, I might get to some other books, I guess we'll wait and see, but I am going to start with Once Upon a Broken Heart. As for what I'm expecting out of this, I honestly don't know. I really don't know. Obviously, a lot of people love this series and I think specifically like the romance element of it. I have tried so hard to stay away from spoilers and I think I've done a good job. I really don't know what this book is about. I know... No, I really don't know. So I guess we'll see. I think one of the reasons why I've kind of put this off is because it is so unbelievably hyped. And when something gets to that level of hype, it kind of puts me off because there's this like expectation and I'm scared that like if I don't like it, I'll let someone down because I know that this is a favorite for so many people that I don't want to make people sad if I don't like it. But equally, I obviously just need to have my own reading experience, think for myself, give my own thoughts, give my own reviews. It's so fine if you don't like the books that other people like. I think that's what makes reading so fun and so interesting and makes talking about books so fun and so interesting. So I'm trying to have an open mind and just be honest with myself and this reading experience. If I like it, then I'll tell you, and if I don't like it, I'll also tell you. But I'm hoping and praying that I absolutely adore this. I think the only thing that I do know about it is that it is very like fairy tale-esque, and I've heard that the writing is quite lyrical. I don't think I've read anything by Stephanie Garber, so I feel like I just really don't know what I'm getting myself into, but I am really excited and I'm glad that I finally get to pick this up. It's also just such a beautiful book. I actually don't know the time and I don't have like anything around me that will tell me. It's between 7:30 and 8 and I guess we'll just see how we go. I I just finished chapter 1. Pretty crazy stuff. And obviously I barely know anything yet, but the writing is beautiful. Like so magical. And I love, love, love fantasy books that genuinely feel magical. Because I know technically pretty much all fantasy books are magical, but they don't all feel magical. Like this one feels magical. I'm kind of nervous though, because I feel like I'm assuming the start of this is already like foreshadowing a lot. And I'm scared. Because it's foreshadowing sad things. Is this series going to break me? I think yes. Anyways, chapter 2. I just got up to page 60, so obviously like not that far. However, I just made myself some breakfast, and as I was eating my breakfast, I was scrolling through TikTok and a video popped up about Divine Rivals. So obviously I'm watching this Divine Rivals video, and then I start reading through the comments. And one of the things that they mentioned about Divine Rivals, someone commented being like, oh, doesn't this remind you of Once Upon a Broken Heart? And I am so livid because I think I just spoiled something huge for myself. Obviously without even trying to do that. But like, if I have just spoiled something, I'm gonna be so mad. Like, of course I avoid spoilers for literally so long. And then the day I pick up the book, the day I start reading it, in my break from reading the book, when I go to eat my breakfast, I spoil something for myself. And if it's like the thing that happens at the end of the second book, I will be suing because I know that there's something big that happens at the end of the second book. I just don't know what. Hoping and praying that I've like misunderstood or misinterpreted, but I guess we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna keep reading this. I don't really have anything to like say about it so far. I'm enjoying it, but like I don't really know what's going on right now. Don't even really know where the plot is going or like what the point of this book is yet, but I'm enjoying it. And maybe I'll give you a bit of a synopsis like later once I kind of know more about what I'm supposed to be reading, you know? For those of you who haven't read it. Of course, no spoilers in this vlog because I don't spoil things, unlike some people. There are tiny dragons. Tiny dragons. A tiny pepper black dragon about the size of a chipmunk shot out streams of red fire. What the heck? That's so fun. Tiny dragons the size of a chipmunk? How cute. I also think it's so fun because there's a bunch of newspaper articles throughout the book, at least so far. Like it looks like a legit newspaper. I love little details like that. It makes it so fun. We're changing locations. I just made it to the 100-page mark. And to be honest, it has taken me 2 hours to get there, which I thought I would get through this faster, mostly just because like the font is quite large. But I am an anxious girly today. I don't know what is going on, but I am just like spiraling so bad, and I'm obviously trying to focus on this book, but my thoughts are just going wild today. It's just one of those days where it feels like literally everyone hates me, and my brain is just coming up with all of these reasons as to why people hate me, and all of these like justifications and like examples of things I've said, of things I've done as to why people would hate me, and my brain is just spiraling. So every time I start trying to read, my brain starts spiraling, and then we have to go back and reread every single page because I'm not paying enough attention, because my thoughts keep getting interrupted by all my anxious thoughts, and it's just not fun. So we're just doing the best we can today. It's just really frustrating me, but we're doing our best. I've put my phone away so I can't use that as a distraction and can't like doom scroll, because I know I will. And I'm gonna try and like really get into this. I think now that I'm 100 pages in and I kind of understand the setting and the characters, hopefully I can really just like lose myself in the book, you know, and really fly through some more of this. But I guess we'll see. I am still finding it really interesting, but again, it's just still in those early stages, so I don't have any like concrete thoughts on this right now. should probably give you a brief synopsis about what this book is actually about if you haven't read it and you want to know what it's about. Honestly, I think it's more fun to give a very vague synopsis and very vague explanation and just kind of like let you go in blind. I think it's way more fun to go into a book blind, but I also know that you kind of want to have some idea before picking up a book, you know? From what I've gathered, this is young adult fantasy, but it also has a huge romance subplot. And when this book starts out, we meet Evangeline, who is our main character, and she is looking for the Prince of Hearts. And that is because she needs his help to get something that she wants. But in order for him to give that to her, he obviously requires something from her. So she makes a deal with the Prince of Hearts that he'll do what she wants if she gives him 3 kisses. And that whole scenario kind of just like starts a string of events. And I feel like I just want to leave it there. I feel like that's all you really need to know going into it. Obviously now I'm a little over a quarter of the way through and we're just following Evangeline as she kind of goes on a bit of an adventure, I guess. It doesn't feel like there's a super clear plot. I feel like I'm just kind of going with the flow. Like I don't really know what's going to happen next. I feel like my favorite things so far are definitely the writing. Like I said, it just feels so special and so magical. And the way everything is described is so beautiful and yeah, so magical. I need to find another word instead of just saying magical 500 times. But I'm also just really intrigued by Jax, who is the Prince of Hearts. Like, I feel like he is quite mysterious. We don't really know what he wants or what his plan is. And I don't know when we get to find that out, but he's definitely just like the one that I'm most interested in. And I'm definitely more interested in the parts of the book where like he is present. Like the parts with just Evangeline are fine. I'm still enjoying them. But when Jax is involved, I'm so intrigued. Is there a reason behind the apples? Or is it just a bit of a character quirk? Like, will we get an explanation about the apples? Like, why am I so bothered about knowing what the point of the apples is? Someone explain. Guys, we're over halfway. I just hit chapter 34, which is page 233. And I feel like at this point, I have had no questions answered, but instead just been given more things to question. The only information this book is giving me so far is just information that leads to more questions. No answers, no explanations, no details, just more questions, which honestly I'm not mad at because it's really fun and I just want to keep reading because I really want to know so badly like what the answers to these questions are. Like without spoiling anything, what is the deal with Apollo's brother? What's the deal with all the archers? What the heck is the deal with Jax? We have no information about him. We have no answers, nothing but questions about him. I'm so intrigued, but I'm really enjoying it. To be completely honest, I haven't got those like 5-star feelings yet, but I mean, we're not done yet, so I'll keep you guys updated. What the heck just happened? Huh? I was not expecting that. Part 3 is called Chaos, and I'm scared because if the first 2/3 of this book wasn't chaos, then like literally what was it? What was it? Please let me know. What do you mean chaos? Guys, I officially have less than 100 pages to go. And things are really heating up. It was a little bit slow there for a while and I was like, oh, maybe this first book is just going to be a lot of setup for the series, you know, that's understandable. First book in a fantasy trilogy, there's a lot of setup that needs to be done, but now I'm excited. Things are happening. I can't say what's happening, but things are happening. I'll see you later. I have 4 pages left and I'm kind of confused. I have no idea how this is going to end and I'm stressed. Okay. I just finished Once Upon a Broken Heart. I'm very intrigued by that ending. I'm not sure if I was expecting it, but I also don't know what I was expecting from the ending. I think I want to mull it over for a little bit before I give my final thoughts, but I'll check in with you guys later. I'm just about to hop in the shower, but I thought I'd give you my final thoughts on Once Upon a Broken Heart now that I've had a bit of time to like dwell on it, I guess. Overall, I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I feel like it started off really strong and it ended really strong. I feel like the last 100 pages were really, really fun, a lot more fast paced, a lot more going on, but I also understand that it's like the first book in a fantasy trilogy, so it needed time to like set things up, introduce the characters, describe the setting, figure out the politics. Like, I understand. So although I wasn't like obsessed with the book the whole way through, I understand what it was trying to do and like what it's trying to set up for the rest of the trilogy. I thought there was going to be more romance in this book because there really wasn't much at all, like at all. However, again, I'm assuming that really picks up in the second book, but I still really enjoyed it. I think my favorite thing about this book was just like the vibes that it gave. It was very magical. It felt like a fairy tale. The way things were described and the way it was written was absolutely beautiful. I loved it, but I think overall I'm gonna give it like 4.25 stars. Really enjoyable, but it didn't quite give me that 5-star feeling. However, I do see potential for the second book, so obviously we'll wait and see. It's 7:30 now. I'm gonna get ready for bed and then obviously just like read till I fall asleep. I'm trying to decide if I want to go straight into the second book or kind of have a bit of a break and a bit of a palate cleanser with the long game. I honestly just think I'll see how I'm feeling when I hop out of the shower and like hop into bed. I am just really excited to start the second book. I feel like it's gonna be so good and I feel like I'll be able to just like jump straight into it because I know the world, the characters, all of it. Good morning. It is 7 a.m. I'm gonna start reading for the day. Liam left really early this morning for a work trip. Like, he had to leave the house at 5 a.m. to get to the airport. And I was like, yeah, I'll get up with you. And then I'll just like start my day, start my reading, whatever. I didn't do that. I got up at like 6:30. It's fine. Obviously, yesterday we finished Once Upon a Broken Heart. And then last night I read a little bit more of both of these. So I read like literally 10 pages of The Long Game. No thoughts about this yet, really. Like, I'm enjoying it, but I'm not like far enough into it to like have anything to say. And then I did start The Ballad of Never After. I got up to page 66, I think. And this book is almost the exact same length as the other one, so almost exactly 400 pages. So I think I'm just gonna start with this today. Happy Tuesday. I will say, I think I'm already enjoying the second book more than the first one, just because we like jumped straight back into things and like things are actually already happening. It's not like slow paced at all right now. Obviously, it could change, but like, I think obviously because we set everything up in the first book, we can just like jump straight in the second book, and I love that. Guys, we have 80 pages left. I'm terrified. I'm literally terrified. I am so glad that I put this off as long as I have so that I don't have to wait that long for the next book. Because I don't know how you guys did that. Like, waited that long. I don't even know what the cliffhanger is yet. I just know that there is one. And the idea of not being able to go into the third book right now, I just don't want to finish it. I'm scared. How did you guys wait like a year? I don't even know how long you've waited. It's literally so good. And Jax, you're kidding. But also, we still don't know what's going on with the apples. I want to know what's going on with the apples. I'm gonna finish this now. I'm nervous. I feel like this last 100 pages is gonna go crazy. Holding her to him as if touching were a form of breathing. No, 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 no. I'm obsessed with him. Part 3, A Murder of Monsters. I'm scared. I'm scared, 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 I'm scared. I'm so stressed. I feel like sometimes with books like this, I just wish I could read so much faster than I can actually read. because I just need like all the information right now, and I don't have the patience to read as slowly as my brain is reading. Like no matter how fast I read, it's not fast enough because I just need to know everything right now. But I also don't want to skim, you know? So I'm trying to force myself to slow down so I don't miss anything. Surely not. No. Oh my gosh. What does Jax know that we don't? No, surely not. No. I feel like I'm reading the end, but I still have 50 pages left, so what the heck is the end gonna be? What the heck is with the apples? Explain the apples. No. Like, why does my heart feel like it's breaking? This is literally made up. This is ink on paper. I'm so attached. What is this book doing to me? Huh? No way. Oh. I knew it. No. Nuh-uh. I did just reread that page because I was like, oh, surely I've read that incorrectly. No? Okay. No. What's going on? No, this is, no. Oh my gosh, what? This book is hurting my heart. Like pain. Just like straight pain. I have 10 pages left. I'm so scared. No. Oh my gosh. Surely freaking not. What on earth is going on? No. How are they doing that? No. You're actually kidding. This is not real. I think I could cry. Guys, I feel unwell. Why on earth did you guys want me to read that? That literally caused me so much pain. And I probably won't be able to stop thinking about this book until the next book comes out. I need to process. So, I finished this book a little bit ago, and I've kind of just been doing very random tasks around the house because the idea of picking up another book right now sounds awful. Like, I actually can't stop thinking about this. I know it's not been that long since I finished it, but like, it is actually taking up all of my brain capacity right now. Like, I'm kind of angry. I don't remember the last time I was angry at a book, but like, I'm like angry at the characters, and I'm also angry that I don't get to know like what happens yet. But like 5 stars. 5 freaking stars, easy 5 stars, literally so good, but also I'm so mad, I'm so frustrated. I need the 3rd book. I'm almost like mad that you guys made me read it before the 3rd book came out. Like if I had just let it go 1 more month, I could have just gone straight into the 3rd book, but now I can't. So for all of you who convinced me to read this book and like bullied me into reading this book this month, I'm angry at you, just so you know. What do you mean I'm supposed to move on with my day when I don't know how the characters are doing? I'm supposed to just pretend like I didn't just read the last 50 pages of that book? I'm being severely dramatic, but I'm angry. But that book was so good, like so good. I'm supposed to be in a 24-hour readathon. I'm supposed to pick up another book now, but like, no. Anyways, that's the update. It is many hours later. Honestly, I feel like The Ballad of Never After has put me into a bit of a book hangover. I have done a little bit more reading since I talked to you last. I mostly just listened to my Magnolia Parks audiobook and finished that, so we love to see it. Obviously, I only had, you know, a few hours left when I started this readathon, so it was nice to complete that, and obviously that was a reread for me, so easy 5 stars. I'm obsessed with that series, and I definitely need to reread the rest of the series at some point sometime anytime soon. But obviously I'm in bed and I'm gonna try and do a bit more reading. I still feel like I'm in a bit of a book hangover, but this is a 24-hour readathon, so I want to, you know, just try my best. If I start reading this and I'm just not vibing with it, then I'll just put it down and just like chill for the rest of the night. I'm not gonna like force myself to read when I don't want to read. But I feel like because it is such a different vibe to the other books that I've been reading, hopefully it'll be fine. I feel like if I was going to try and pick up another fantasy book right now, it just would absolutely not work for me, but I feel like a cute little rom-com, surely. Also, I just saw a TikTok about this book that said it was like a huge slow burn, and I love a slow burn. I froth a slow burn. Like, give me the slowest of slow burns ever. I mean, it is called The Long Game, so I guess that makes sense, but that kind of just made me even more excited. I am really enjoying this. I'm now about 100 pages in because I did read a little bit of this earlier today. I don't think I've even told you guys what this book is about. This is The Long Game by Elena Armas. In this book we follow Adeline and Cameron. It's dual POV, and Adeline works for her dad's company, but she was recently involved in a bit of an incident that kind of caused some bad publicity for the company, so her dad has kind of like sent her away to this small town, I think to be the manager of a soccer team, but the team is literally like 9-year-old girls, which is just so fun. And then we have our male main character, who is Cameron, and I think he is a retired soccer player, I'm assuming professional, a goalkeeping legend, and he is coaching the girls soccer team. So they obviously have a bit of a forced proximity situation, but they don't really get off on the right foot, so they don't really like each other. He is pretty like broody and grumpy. I feel like I'm kind of getting Gilmore Girls vibes from this book, in the sense of the guy is giving major Luke vibes, but obviously take him out of a coffee shop and put him in a coaching position. And I do feel like Adeline is kind of giving Lorelai Gilmore when she is at the Dragonfly, like when she's in her businesswoman era, you know? Like, she's a bit awkward, she rambles, she talks, but she's like pretty confident, girl boss vibes, you know? So I think I'm just imagining it as Stars Hollow, and I'm having a lot of fun with that. Is that image in my head very inaccurate? Probably, but I'm having fun, so I don't care. Let's read. It's actually a few days later. I kind of forgot that I didn't do an outro for this video, so hey! Let's do a bit of a recap, starting off with Once Upon a Broken Heart. This was such a great first book to a trilogy. It wasn't a 5-star for me, but I feel like this book was very necessary to have the second book and what I assume will be in the third book as well. It felt super magical, very much like a fairy tale, very much like Alice in Wonderland, and I just really, really enjoyed it. I feel like I really liked the start of this book, and then I really loved the last 100 pages, and I feel like if the whole book was like the last 100 pages, it would have been 5 stars, but it obviously didn't quite get there for me. However, the second book was definitely 5 stars. I feel like this just gave me everything I was wanting. I feel like the romance really picked up in the second book. I thought it was so much more fast-paced. I loved how the story continued. I don't think I could have asked for anything more out of this book. Like, it was just perfect to me. However, caused a lot of pain, and I'm so annoyed that I have to wait until the third book comes out, but I'm so excited that I don't have to wait that long, and I can't stop thinking about like predictions and theories that I have for the third book and like what I think is going to happen. So I loved this book, and I hope the third book is as good as this one, and I feel like it will be. I'm so excited. I also finished my audiobook for Magnolia Parks, which was so good. For those of you who don't know, Magnolia Parks is my favorite series in the world, and this is my first time doing a reread. I have also started like a physical reread because I want to like fully annotate this book, but I definitely haven't finished that. But the audiobook was honestly really good. I really enjoyed it. Caused a lot of pain, but it felt so good to be back in the world. And then lastly, I didn't actually finish this book in the 24-hour readathon. I think I ended the 24-hour readathon at like page 200 of this book, and I think it's like 370 pages, but since then I have finished this book, so I thought I'd quickly give you my thoughts on it. I honestly really enjoyed this. I think it was super cute. I love the small town, slow burn. The guy ended up being so obsessed with her, which we always love to see, and also the girl is super like independent, very like successful, driven, determined, and the guy was not like intimidated by her at all, which I love, because we love a man who doesn't have a superiority complex and can support and encourage a driven and successful woman. It was great. great. I think I'm sitting at either a 3.75 or a 4-star. I actually like can't quite tell what I want to make my final rating. I'm leaning towards 4 stars. Like I think it was a lot of fun. But that is it for this 24-hour readathon. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I had so much fun filming this one, and I'm so glad I finally got around to reading the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, and I can't wait to continue it when the next book comes out. But I love you guys so much. I hope you have a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Goodbye.